Okay,
Yeah.
okay, it's this one.
That's the one.
Okay,
You
okay.
can slam that bad boy.
All right. Woo! It's going. It's on. It's already started.
Here we go. Here we go.
I'd say welcome back, but we've never been here before.
That's right.
Yeah.
First time.
Yes.
Living
All
large.
right. Yeah. I was going to ask you, how's your day been going? But I've been watching it happen for the last couple hours.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
It's been unwinding, and I think I'm ready to go to bed.
That's not a great way to start. That's a horrible way to start. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of energy going on. We're going to be really hyped up.
We're coming in hot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, we got these lukewarm Moscow mules.
Yeah.
So we're just trying to catch a vibe right now.
Yeah.
That's where we're at. We're vibe fishing. Yeah. Do you? I do want to. Okay, so you have your phone.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to look up the stuff.
Yes, as long as I don't.
Good.
As long as it's not dead.
Yeah. So.
Waiting.
What do you want? What do you want? So we want to talk about aliens and like the UFO shit going on with the eclipse. Right.
Yes, there were a lot of weird things happening during the eclipse, and specifically just this event in general, and then doing enough research into it, debunking the whole thing essentially. But
yeah,
all right. Well, I'll just go through it and see what. Now I'm all just like,
I think it's really interesting. Yeah,
it is weird. The video, when I first saw it, I couldn't really explain it. Couldn't figure it out. So I guess we could watch some of the videos.
Yeah, I think that's that's a good way to get started.
So this was on April 8th of 2024 in Arlington, Texas, and there's multiple angles of this thing that people saw in the sky.
Yeah.
So. Yeah,
you're okay. So which of these linky poos you want me to?
I would say start at the top.
The top. Okay.
Yeah.
Top to the bottom.
Yeah. Top to bottom, front to back.
Good old TikTok. Here we go. Okay.
Yeah.
So, audio's off right now, but that's okay.
I mean, it's mostly just a crowd screaming.
This is a really quick one from what I remember. Okay, yeah.
Right. So that it's just showing the.
We've got a little shadow going in.
Yeah.
Very thin, by the way.
Yes. So it was when you're first looking at it.
Thin boy.
Yeah. Nice thin boy. Not a thick boy. A thin boy.
Let's get full screen on this.
Yeah, one of the other ones, I think it zooms in more too.
You're right. Yeah, no, there's.
Yeah, this was just kind of just showing what's going on,
Okay, yeah.
A little taste.
This is very interesting.
So tester.
Let's give this more context. There was this object that was captured from multiple angles, multiple cameras, multiple people.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like this thing that just went through the clouds, like just how we saw.
Yes.
But it's in different videos, and we can find. I think we have like. I
think some of the other videos I shared are of different, because everyone was there watching the eclipse. As far as the time went, the totality in Arlington was 1:40 p.m. So I had to kind of guess what time this was.
Yeah.
If you're looking at it, some of them you can kind of tell it's either because you can see the eclipse right there. Is it? I don't know if it's just happened or it's about to reach totality. My thought was that it was about to reach totality, which would have been 1:40 Central Daylight Time.
I really like this one. This is when it comes to like UFO videos.
Yes.
I love to have something that is not clearly debunkable right away.
Yes.
You know, like there's just some that you're like, fuck. Like they do I think you even linked in here, which we might place some of that, but it's just a background of VFX artists, you know, kind of going through videos. And one of the tropes you see is they'll like blur in a weird way. Like they'll blur the darkness instead of the lightness of an object. And that can, it cues off the brain. Like even us, we don't know what the technical term is, but like you kind of see it and it looks like something from a movie or fake. Yeah. I don't see any of that here.
No. And as we look more into it, it's like, it's not something that's digital. There's multiple people that saw it. That's a big thing for me now.
Look at that thing. It looks like there's a little... Okay, it's so fast. It's fast and thin. Yeah. There's like a little, so it's like a wafer, right? But then it looks like there's a little thing on top too. Did you see that?
I mean, it kind of looks like, you know, what are those, the rockets they ride in Howl's Moving Castle, you know, when they're escaping. That's what it kind of looks like to me, because it's got like those little rudders on the side. That's kind of the vibe it gave me, but it's definitely not an airplane.
Oh, I see that now when you're saying that. Yeah, the weird little fin thing.
Yes, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Solved. Figured it out.
Wow. Yeah, I'm into this one. There's so many shitty ones. And that's I love these. You know that I love UFO videos. Yes. I'm saying this for the people.
Oh yes, for the people.
The hundreds of thousands of people.
All of them.
Hi. Yeah. You know, I'm saying that for them so that they know that I'm all about this, because it just like you can just like keep going and going and going, thinking about like, you know, what is this? Why is it here? You know, like where does this go in 10 years? Like if this thing comes back next week, you know, is like why was it here? Was it did it have a plan? You know? It's not like, okay, so there was one other thing. I know I'm kind of jumping around, but there was a thing about the rocket. This is not the rocket, right? That's
what I was.
There was the NASA rocket.
We'll get there.
Okay, we're gonna get there. Okay,
yeah. We're exploring, because I wanted to present it to you in the order that I was figuring things out, because I'm looking at this and I'm like, it doesn't make any sense. Maybe it's fake, but then there's more angles and it's multiple people seeing it, so it's definitely real.
So cool.
Yeah,
Arlington
the red
City.
Circle means that's a good sign.
That's a very good sign.
That's always great. That's
likey the red circle.
The red circle. Yes.
Yeah.
And you can see the eclipse. And I did see people in the video like actually talking about the eclipse, not realizing it was the eclipse, and be like, "There's something floating below."
Oh my gosh!
No, that's what everyone was there for.
That's what you get. But, you know, so can we kind of unpack this a little bit?
Yeah.
I have theories. About the eclipse and aliens.
Okay.
I love thinking about it, because like we don't know what the moon is. We don't know what it is. Like, but like when I say that, it's like when we try to explain anything in the universe physically, we use the tools that we have to explain it. And I'm trying to say this like as top level as possible, just to not sound like stupid. But what I said there is basically true. Like we develop tools such as physics, now quantum physics is like really buzzy, but it's all kind of doing the same thing. We're trying to explain the world around us. Like, how do we explain the moon? How do we explain why it's there? And there's like some explanations for that, but the fact that it's like so perfectly, you know, like it has this perfect gravitational pull, and it's just like the way that it lines up with the eclipse and everything, it's just very impressive. And I think that it's maybe pointing to the fact that, I don't know.
I think it's all planned.
It could be part of the plan.
It's an organized effort.
Yeah. I don't know. It could be. And so where I go with that in my mind is if we are looking at, an alien species that sort of designed our solar system, I guess, maybe the eclipse is sort of like a flagging system, or like a way of like, it's like some sort of systematic way of saying like, hey, come check things out.
Yeah. It's a good time. Everyone's looking over here. Like, that kind of
okay,
thing.
so that's another good point. I think I read in the comments of one of these videos that it might not have anything to do with that. Maybe the fact that so many sightings were happening here is just because everyone was looking up.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like ever since the UAP videos in 2016 with the USS Nimitz, I think people have been looking more. Yeah. So I don't know if that's necessarily true, but it definitely serves to the case too. So, yeah, I don't know. It's very interesting though. I think that the relationship with the eclipse and the UAP, there might be something there, basically. I don't know. What do you think?
I do think so, because animals act different, that kind of thing. There's different things happening. And then there's another video I added where weird things happening during the eclipse. But it is just I think... God, I don't know everything, so now I feel like I'm going to sound like a
It's
dumbass.
hard. I just stumbled over myself for like 10 minutes.
I do, like, animals do act different. Same when there's a storm coming, anything like that. Or there's a full moon, animals act different.
Yeah.
Just, that's interesting. I mean, we probably act different too, but we're kind of desensitized, I feel like, and not as in tune with our natural selves.
That's true. We are kind of disconnected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because... honestly, we could probably sense storms and things coming. I mean,
some
usually.
people can. Yeah, and it's
if we were
really
actually
cool.
paying attention, we're just too in our own world now.
Yeah, we really love to kind of get into the, our own shell and just kind of stay there. Yeah. I mean, and just to clarify with the animals in the eclipse, like, from what I understand, animals just kind of have like a very like important relationship with the sun, right?
Yeah.
So like when we have like eclipses and stuff, I think that just like having like the eclipse occurring, it just sort of like it turns on that system like, oh, is it nighttime?
Yeah.
I think some of that is also just as simple as that. There might be also, I don't know, maybe there's like some gravitational stuff going on. Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Especially with the like that video of the sharks, I would imagine the moon already has such a strong gravitational relationship with the ocean that possibly
it does.
I don't know how maybe the eclipse lining up with the sun, there could be some difference in magnetics, or I don't know. I don't know any of this shit.
There's scientific, and then there's probably that kind of like the quantum physics law of attraction kind of thing, because people use, and in religions and long many years ago, people would worship the sun, or worship like an eclipse time would be a really spiritual like event.
And it kind of still
like
is. It's like modernly spiritual still. And the fact that like the new form of worship is sort of like posting in a way, like oh, let me put my eclipse footage like up on the server, like put it up on TikTok. Like that's like the modern form of like worship or appreciation, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm not like big on it myself.
Yeah.
But it's like that's like the general reaction, and I guess that kind of circles back to like the UAP thing. It's like whenever someone finds something like, even like, the dumbest thing, like just some like stupid balloon up in the sky. They can't quite explain
the
it.
Mylar
They're
balloons. I've seen those ones. Yeah.
Yeah. People like, they want this.
Yes.
They want so badly to find an explanation. I want it too.
But I
really do.
also, like, I think you're the same way. I have to find out an explanation. And if there is a way I can debunk it, I'm always disappointed.
Yeah.
But I'll find it. I'm like, if there's an excuse or if there's like some logical reason I can put in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like they're almost always his.
Yeah.
You know?
No.
Yeah, I mean, well, just because, like, so there's so many people, and there's a lot of people that can make bullshit, and then there's also just a lot of people that aren't paying attention, so they think they're seeing something that they're not. Yeah. And, I mean, that very well could be me, you know? Like, that one time when we were in the hot tub, looking up at the sky, we see, this is probably the most significant UAP thing I've had. It's high. Yeah, forgot about you. Yeah, and it's like it was just that like stupid little thing where we had little lights, boop, one there, boop, one there. It was like maybe 10 or 15, you know.
Yeah,
over a couple minutes.
It was flickering.
Boop,
yeah,
boop,
and
little lights flashing.
I mean, I remember us looking it up and trying to figure out what it is. There is no clear explanation. We could theorize it was space debris and light reflecting off of it. I mean, that's what
Ian thought that, right?
Yes.
Your husband,
yes,
Ian.
Yes.
For the 10,000 listeners.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, he says all sorts of stuff. But anyway, yeah. Stumbled me up on that one.
I know. We only made it maybe 20 minutes without mentioning Ian, so.
Yeah, he'll probably come up.
We have other people to talk about too, but we'll get there.
A lot of people, a lot of different opinions, and they're all pretty interesting.
Yeah. Well, the thing I do appreciate about Ian though is he's very skeptical. Mm-hmm. And he's very smart too.
We need it. Yeah.
You know, he has a basic understanding of physics, and just like he has a very he has a very scientific method way of thinking is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. So I'll give him kudos to that, although sometimes he can be a poo-poo. Like he doesn't let us have our fun. Yeah, it's like, come on, man.
No, we saw some crazy shit. Let us believe.
And then so when we looked up the video of the boop 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 lights.
Yes.
I think we went back into the living room. We looked up a video. It was a Stephen Greer CE5 fucking,
Yeah, with like 12 views, and we can't find the video again, right? That's the one where they're all out in the desert.
Yeah, it was either the desert or the ocean, and we saw lights that kind of looked like that.
Yeah.
And that's the only other time.
I don't even know if I would describe... To me, I wouldn't describe it as lights. Like, it was like a flicker, like a flash.
Like a flash.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it wasn't as much like lights on a spaceship, because it seemed far. But it's something you would miss, because when we were rewatching that one video, I wish we could find it. We can't find it.
Yeah.
But it...
I mean, we could try to find it if you want.
I have no idea even what to look for.
I do though. I want to go down the CE5 Stephen Greer rabbit hole, but that's like another time, another episode.
Well, because then we gotta research enough about him so we can trash talk him effectively.
Yeah, exactly. There's like I wanted to believe him. There was like a full year where I was like, I want to believe you, because it's so badass. Like, I want to go out in the desert with this guy and guarantee I see some shit.
Yeah.
Like, show me the cool shit.
Yeah.
Like the alien light being, like,
have an
coming up to, like, the campfire, and, like, it touched my shoulder, and then it gave me my vision back, and it cured my heart cancer, and it's like, that sounds cool. I want that, but he's always trying to sell shit. So it's like, how do you trust someone that's like always trying to sell something? It's tough.
Yeah, and honestly, it was kind of hard to find the protocols for the CE5, anyways. So.
Yeah, you got to pay for the app.
Yeah, or I ended up finding like a free version, like, but it's like, it's just people.
Yeah, it does make sense though too. And I guess we're kind of getting into the Stephen Greer thing a little bit.
We totally got off topic.
Yep, it's okay though. So
we'll come back around.
Because this is something interesting to touch on, and I think that it really does kind of, like a lot of the UAP, UFO, alien stuff since like the beginning of like, ever since like the 1920s or 30s, like the idea of like meditation and being in tune with your consciousness. Yeah. There's like something about that seems closely tied to incredibly advanced intelligence that would have the ability to travel in an interstellar medium. Yeah. If that makes sense. So like, I think you need to be at that higher state to even have the ability to like leave your planet and like go to other places. So like the idea of meditating as a means of like communicating with aliens, it kind of totally makes sense, because you remove yourself from your body a bit. You sort of like zoom out, take out all the bullshit, all the human stuff. You take it all out and you're just like floating, and you're just, some people say it's like love. It's like, but you're just like, you're not a human anymore in a way. If you meditate enough,
you're just energy.
You're just the energy above yourself. Yeah. And if you're going to like communicate with something that is billions of light years away, possibly, and they've come here all this way, that might be the only way we can talk to them, That might be the only way. Oh, through meditation.
Should we tell people that we're not like that we are brother and sister?
We probably should. that just popped in your head.
Well, you were talking about how we were in the hot tub together, and my husband. And I'm like,
oh, okay, yeah.
We're related.
Yeah,
by blood.
You got to leave it a mystery.
It was a mystery long enough.
You're thinking the whole time since the podcast started, you're like, this episode, you're like,
when am I going to bring this up?
I got to make sure that they know, anyone that watches this, got to make sure that they know we're not married and that Ian is not like some third partner.
Nothing weird. Mm-hmm.
No weirdness.
Not with us, but there's plenty of people with.
We had. I'm gonna get into this, and I wanted to wait, but yeah. So.
Okay, I'm worried about.
You appreciate
what you're
the preamble,
say. Yeah.
That's quite the preamble. I know.
Yes,
sorry,
it's quite the intro.
But
whatever you're gonna say.
Yeah. So when we were first talking about this podcast, getting into it, we were sitting here just like this, and we had the kids. I have two boys. You have a girl and a boy. They were playing out in the backyard here, and for whatever reason, they got all worked up, started to, convince each other that we were gone, just not around.
We were checking on them, and they were right on the other side of the wall.
Yeah, no more mommy and no more daddy. Like, what do we do? And so just panic. And they run next door, across the street, or at least I guess it was just my son Niall. He went across the street, so he went to our neighbor's house, and so they bring the neighbors back, the adult neighbors, knock on my door, and then Niall has the intuition to then, after all that, come and get us.
He knew where we were that whole time. Yeah. There's no doubt.
It's
he went straight to us.
I'm thinking it through now. This is the first time I've kind of talked it through. I'm like, he had to know.
He knocked on the door. He's like, there's somebody at the door.
Yeah. He's like, hey, Dad, there's someone at the door. I mean, you got to deal with this. So, anyways, it's really embarrassing because this neighbor is like, why are your kids just like thinking you're gone? And my explanation was, oh, we're in the studio in the back. It's like, okay, a boy and a girl, their kids are, in another area. They're in the studio in the back.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and you didn't tell him that I was your sister. And that, I think
I never did that, but
no, and he did know that you're married. He saw me.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not your wife.
So there's a little bit of a whiff of like, is this an affair or yeah? So, anyways, interesting story, but nothing going on here.
Okay, I think the more we try to emphasize that, the weirder it's gonna
Yeah, but that's
seem.
also one more thing I was gonna say. So when the neighbor comes up, if I was to have said, "Oh no, this is my sister,"
that also seems suspicious.
Yeah,
that's
you
like
have to bring it's like, it up. Okay, that's almost worse than
almost.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still true.
Yeah. So why don't we go ahead and push one of those? But let's just try one. See if.
Guess we can close the file on that one.
That was the.
I guess we can.
That was. I cannot believe you. Out of the 12 buttons,
I used my energetic being to guide me.
You
that
connected.
was the alien forces. I was
seriously,
in tune.
Yeah. You got the alien forces.
I do. I'm in it.
That was. Wow. 10 out of 10 for sure.
Yes.
All right. So we're done with this video, but okay. So I kind of did my ramble about a little bit. I think I clumsily sort of tried to stumble through this concept of tying in eclipses and UAPs.
Yeah, it's a strange occurrence. There's weird energy around it.
It might also just be
gravity and gravitational poles. It's all sorts of
right, but
science shit.
Think about this. So again, with the CE5 thing. Because I like the idea of consciousness and like being very conscious of something, focusing on something and bringing it into light. Like there's evidence of that. Like you can do that. If you think hard enough about something, you either solve the problem on your own just through problem solving, or there's like some other ethos that you sort of connect with that brings that closer to you. And so what I'm saying here is, oh, sorry, I kind of got, I got a little bit, but what I'm saying is the fact. Okay, here we go. People are focused on the sky when there's an eclipse. Mm-hmm. Okay, so maybe just the fact that there was so much focus on the sky brings that energy forward, and there's a response to that because of the fact that we're all looking up. Sorry, but
I think we need a burp counter.
Yeah. What am I at? Am I at 2 or 3?
I don't know.
I think I'm maybe 2 or 3.
I think
but
we do.
Mm-hmm. But what do you think of that? Like, I like that idea because, like, just imagine if Donald Trump, he comes up and he's elected president. I don't support Donald Trump, but he's like, all right, everyone, let's all look up at the sky. And we all, look up.
Yeah.
Like, what if that is all we needed to do? And then they're like, oh, fuck yeah, let's, whoop. And then all of a sudden, everything's there. I don't know. There could be some, maybe it's a puzzle Trump. We're trying to solve.
Donald.
I don't know why it needs
He's
to be like.
He's holding the secrets.
Whoever's the president of the United States, and I'm kind of looking at, where it's going.
I don't think Biden can look up.
Yeah, and I don't want this to be a political podcast, but I agree. I think that his time is kind of, he's not doing well. So we got to figure that out.
No, if he was my grandpa, I'd be like, come on, Gramps.
I want to see him retire. I want to see him, feed the breadcrumbs to the ducks on the fucking pond. Like, it is time.
Yeah,
if you don't do it now, you're going to die on the throne. I don't know if you want to die on the throne, No. So there's something poetic about that, but I'm not going to try and make that what it is,
Yeah.
Whatever.
It's too deep.
Anyways.
No politics, aliens only.
So forget Trump. Fuck Trump. How about that? I'll make that clear. He's an asshole, but he also might be our president. It's very likely. But anyways, any world leader, just look up at the sky.
Yeah. Essentially a giant following.
If we
people.
all did it, what would we see? I think we'd see so much.
I don't know. I mean, if it was, I would say it would be more than looking up. If there was a huge concentration of people meditating and focusing on being open to an alien experience or a visitation from some other being, then maybe. Yeah, if everyone was focused on that, I don't think you'd be able to get that many people. But that's what they do in the desert. Right. When it's a big group of people focused together, essentially meditating together, trying to bring forth the same thing.
It kind of seems to work, though.
It does. I mean, it's funny because a lot of the time you see the people see satellites. And I'm just like, fuck. yeah. Everybody gets excited, and there's just a little smiling and be like, fuck, I've been seeing that since I was a kid.
Good night, sweet prince.
No, that's not the one.
Yeah, the dude.
I did. Yeah. Sorry. Well, so I don't have the touch that you have with the soundboard. The dude,
but
I do.
Yes,
I have one on here that. Are we gonna go through this? Hold on.
I love fire.
Oh, that's the one I was looking for. Okay, so that's that one.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Good.
We got to expand on the soundboard.
Yeah. We got a few more rectangles to fill.
Yep. But anyways, yes. There's something about that, focusing on it.
Yeah.
And I even tried CE5 one time. I guess we're getting we do have to rewind at some point and get back to this. But
yes. But yeah, this was expected.
Yeah, but I also like where this goes. You kind of have like a linear progression here that I would like to get back to it. But I tried CE5 on my own one time in the backyard here. Yeah. And I know we've tried it together a couple times, but the thing I noticed actually both times really, I ended up like with a sense of paranoia.
Yeah.
I started to get kind of freaked out, especially on my own in the backyard here. Like, once I started to just kind of settle in, like, everything was gone, like, it takes maybe 10 minutes of meditation, just listening to the sounds, and all of a sudden, it's gone.
Well, it was a frequency, right? It was like the heavenly frequency that you were made. Yeah. I don't know. Is that what it's called?
It was with the synthesizer behind you, actually. Yeah. I can't remember what hertz it was. Yeah. But it's what was it? The heavenly frequency
that's what I thought it was.
I think that's what it's called. Yeah, and it's like I think it's like a low sort of bass note, like a droney sort of note. Mm-hmm. It kind of like feels like you're on a spaceship or something sort of thing. But like, yeah, I just had it in my headphones. I had it droning on the synthesizer, and yeah, it just, like, at a certain point, I just kind of felt like a presence, Like, I'm not saying like a ghost or an alien or something, but it's just kind of like out of nowhere, it's just like, nothing. And then all of a sudden,
you're just in tune.
There's something like
maybe you tuned in.
Yeah, it's like you tune in, and then all of a sudden there's like stuff around you. Yeah. And I think that everyone has felt this feeling, where it's like the hairs stick up on the back of your neck, and you're like, well, why am I like in this state all of a sudden? Like, I'm in a super heightened state, but I'm not thinking about the normal stuff that I usually think about. It's like, how do you get yourself into that?
I think it's everyone is naturally able to do that. Like, that's built into your DNA essentially. But we, like I was saying before, we're into technology and ignoring our own feelings and our own instincts so often that we can't be in that moment. And maybe you pushed yourself into it, which you probably did. And then you were like, you're sensing everything around you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think maybe that's the shock. That's what scared me.
It could be.
You're not familiar with it.
Yeah, it's probably, a lot, because you're just everything. I don't know what you were sensing. Could you see anything or?
No, it's like, it was the exact same feeling as like, when people describe like they feel like there's a presence in the room. Mm-hmm. And you always hear that like in ghost stories, which I would love to get into ghost stories at some point too. And, like By the way, this podcast, we love ghosts, we love aliens, we love true crime, we love
talking about conspiracies.
Yeah. Oh, cryptids.
Cryptid
It's
shit.
all just like interesting shit. Give me the good shit.
Yeah. Give me some good, honest videos, some Bigfoot footage. Give me some of that shit.
None of that doctored, whatever the History Channel BS.
Yes. Okay.
What is with the History
I watched,
Channel?
like so much Finding Bigfoot on History Channel, and I am so bummed about like I know those shows are fake. I know
It's just a revenue.
I just want
generator.
it. I just want it to be real.
I know.
I watched it anyways.
I love Bigfoot. I want to see. I want to see that. I want to see that big boy climbing up on a flying saucer, and then
knock them all
through the
off
clouds.
at once.
Yeah.
Find everything.
Yeah, it's everything all at once.
They're all
Stephen
hanging
Greer's
out
on
together.
top meditating.
Yeah. He'd charge you to watch though. He'd be like, you'd be admission to come see him.
I'd pay.
Honestly, if that's what he was offering, I'd probably do it too.
Yeah. Yeah, he would have me on that one. If he's meditating on Bigfoot's spaceship. That's a sight to see.
All right, maybe
I could die happy.
That's reasonable.
Yeah. Yeah, Bigfoot. Yeah. I don't think there is any connection between Bigfoot and aliens, but it is fun to think that there is a connection there. I mean, there's a small chance, a tiny chance. If you think about the whole sorry.
I honestly have never even thought about that being a connection. I've
you're
never
like, what
considered
in
that.
the fucking world?
I've considered they are separate in my brain until just this moment. I was like, I
just put the peas in the mashed potatoes.
Yeah, it's too much.
Yeah. No, I've thought about this a lot. And I think that it's so I listen to Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
So he has this theory that I kind of appreciate about like what if aliens basically they arrived here on a planet and they found primates, just like chimps, gorillas, monkeys, blah blah blah. And they're like, what if we just speed this shit up for them and see where it goes?
Fucking them.
And possibly no, maybe, but probably not like directly. They probably
Just
had
see
some
what
sort of
happens.
probing system, but like the idea is they fuck with the DNA so that it puts it on a exponential trajectory that would explain the exponential growing of the brain in primates over tens of thousands of years. It's like somewhere on that scale, and it's just not explained in the fossil record. Like we can't scientifically explain it with the tools we have. It's like the biggest mystery. Like how did our brain get so big compared to the primates around us?
How do we get so stupid?
Yeah, well, there's also that, but it's like, but it's that alone sort of points to like maybe there was a doctoring. And so I know I'm trying to tie all this back to Bigfoot. I am. I didn't forget.
He's coming around.
What if Bigfoot? So like, what if we were a prototype, and what if Bigfoot was just another one? But they kind of fucked up a little bit. So they're like, oh, he didn't work out. We'll leave a couple. We'll leave a couple in like we'll have the Yeti. Like we'll leave one in the Appalachians,
one in every color.
Yeah, we'll leave one, in the Northwest, the American Northwest, because they were aware of America back then.
Yeah.
The aliens.
Yeah.
This will be the United States.
Yeah.
But they drop them around just to fuck with us, and then they then they make us. I don't know. I do like the idea that we were sort of made by aliens in a way, and they're like coming back to like check on us, see how we're doing, see how we're growing into like a new species, see our technological advancement. I think that that's a really interesting idea, especially if they were responsible for our trajectory in a biological means.
So we're kind of like Sims for the aliens.
Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
we are Sims.
We are the Sims for the aliens. They're just playing us.
I like it.
Playing our game.
Yeah.
With better graphics.
But isn't that what we would do? Think about what we would do.
We'd probably end up just killing people or killing.
We would
Honestly,
do all of it.
If I were an alien,
Yeah.
and I've seen this a lot online, I'd be like, oh, never mind. Like, I'm not going there.
Just not going there.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
maybe
like,
that's what we're seeing though too. So we see this.
They're just like, it's a
this
drive-by.
is that moment.
I did see one comment like aliens go by Earth and they lock their doors, that kind of thing, and I thought that was great. I'm like, yeah, I could see that. They roll up their windows, and lock the doors when they go by Earth.
And this
like,
isn't
that's
obviously every sighting's like this. You know.
Yeah.
It's like really quick. Like fuck that.
Or super shaky. It's never enough. Or people are trying too hard to see something. That always bugs me too. So
yes.
I'm
Yeah.
like, oh,
and I am that person, but I also don't film it and put it on the internet with utmost confidence.
Yeah,
but,
I don't think I've ever filmed anything I thought was an alien.
Or like a UFO.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. I mean, I think if I did see something, it would have to be so obvious.
Yeah.
At this point, because I would put doubt in my own brain, like right away. I'd be like, I don't know what I'm seeing.
Okay, so I think about this.
Yeah.
Every day. I do. Every day when before I go to bed, I think about it because I'll have dreams about it. But I think that if I saw an alien. If there was just one standing next to me when I woke up, I wouldn't believe it. I would completely question everything around me. All of a sudden, there wouldn't be any anchor all of a sudden. I think that it would, some people would be scared. I just wouldn't believe it. I'd be like, no.
Yeah.
I think that that's the reaction I would have in a way.
Well,
I might be scared, but at the same time, I would just be like, it's not real. There's no way, you know? Yeah. 1 out of a trillion, if not quadrillion, just crazy numbers. There's no way.
So isn't that part of quantum physics? If you've never seen it, you can't even visualize it because you can't understand it, right? I don't know. You haven't seen it.
Yeah.
You can't register it. You don't know what it looks like, so you can't imagine it. Because we have, our concept of aliens could be completely wrong.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't know. And we could be seeing it and not understanding what it is. Just something as weird as electricity. That could be alien. That sounds weird saying that, but it's you just aren't understanding it that way. I don't know. Maybe this is a weird tangent.
No. I think you're pointing to something that is definitely we have evidence of that. Things do not exist without the perception of them.
Yeah. Okay.
From our understanding.
Yeah.
No, but yeah. So that goes to and this is something I definitely love to bring up. The double slit experiment. Have you heard of that?
Is that with the atoms when they split the atoms?
So there's a photon.
Yeah.
And there's 2 slits. They shoot this photon at this basically a plate with 2 slits. Okay. Yeah. They shoot the photon at it. The photon needs to go through one of the 2 slits. On the other side, this is always a point of confusion. So I'm gonna try and explain this as well as I can. But there's a shadow that is cast upon a wall. So you have the photon here, you have the thing with the slits. Photon has not gone through the slit yet. And then you had the back wall. There's a shadow indicating where the photon is in respect to the 2 slits. Yeah. Now with that information, we can determine which slit the photon went through.
Yeah.
What we see is how does this part work? This is where I always get stuck. Essentially,
science.
Yeah, essentially the photon it has gone through both slits until we've observed.
Until you've seen it actually go. Until you see it on the other side, essentially.
Until we see it on the other side.
Okay.
Yeah, we see the shadow on like being cast upon both possibilities. This is my understanding, and it could be very flawed, but I think the premise sort of remains the same. There are two possibilities, and we see them through the shadows that are cast by the photon, but then once the photon has passed through one, we only see one possibility. So it's the idea that two possibilities are simultaneously existing, but once we perceive one, only one actually exists. And I can't even remember why I brought this up.
I think it changes when you're watching it and when you're not watching it. I think that was part of it.
There is a component of that too.
So your perception of it changed how it reacted. But we're almost in space with the aliens, with how far off we are.
I know. There's one other thing I had to bring up. So, and then we'll go back to it. So, since we brought up the double slit, and I probably botched it to some degree, another analogy that is very popular in this realm that sort of explains it well is Schrodinger's cat. This is basically the idea of the double slit experiment, but it's more easily understandable. You have a box, and there's a cat in the box. It's this terrible analogy. Have you heard of this?
No.
Okay. So
I'm concerned.
I saw a dead cat on the road this morning. I was playing Pokemon Go and just beep. Yeah, it was a bummer.
Did you hit it?
No. Yeah.
No, that's terrible.
I give it a whack.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
yeah. Anyways, so the idea is there's a cat in this box. You don't know whether it's dead or alive until you reach in and grab the cat. Okay. So the idea of what the double slit experiment shows us and what quantum physics is trying to convince us of is that the cat is both dead and alive until we have reached in and checked.
Yeah. Okay.
So like both possibilities actually are happening. It's not that it is one or the other till we find out. It's both of them until we look.
Yeah.
So that's like it's top down instead of like down to like like it's a different direction of thinking in a way. There's a different directionality there.
That's kind of the same thought process on there's different timelines happening simultaneously.
Yeah.
With different outcomes.
Yeah. Like another example is like the words you just spoke to me.
Yeah.
It's like those could have been any number of other words until I heard them.
Yeah.
Which is like, I don't know how that translates, but like it's sort of like that idea. Like the idea of perception is the only thing that actually convinces us that something is created or real, which is what makes this UFO stuff so interesting, because it's like, how much of a role are we playing in this, and where is this going to go?
All right.
You ready to move on?
No, I just I got you.
Yeah. I don't know. These are the directions I like to go with this though, because there's a very intrinsic story to be told here. It's like it's inside of us. This story, the UFO, the UAP. It's like a very human story in a weird way.
And you know what would be the biggest disappointment to me?
What?
It would be that if none of it was real.
Right.
And we were it. Like in my brain, it doesn't seem possible with how large the universe is that we're the only living creatures on our planet, and there's no other planets at least similar to ours. That doesn't seem possible. But if it was just us, that's kind of scary to me. And
it is.
It would be kind of sad.
It'd be haunting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
we're it.
Right.
Everywhere. All those stars we look at, all those solar systems, like we're it.
It's scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, I don't think it's that random that we're here. Couldn't be.
It doesn't feel random.
No, and that goes, a lot of things, it's all kind of planned. it's all in a plan. I don't know.
It's hard to say, because it goes back to the idea of perception, and it's like we're just perceiving the world that we're in. We're like we've only ever seen Earth. We don't know what it feels like to be in space or in space. Some people know what that feels like, but we don't know what it feels like to be like out of our solar system, like actually in space. And psychologically, that might sort of untie some of that perception, that really like we just can't see past our planet. We can't make sense of why we're here, so it just kind of feels like, it was meant to be in a way. Feels like it was meant to be, but there's no real evidence that it was meant to be, or that it was intentionally done.
What? Earth?
Yeah, there's no real evidence that it was accidentally done either. Like,
no, I don't.
I guess those are the wrong words, but
yeah, I don't. I honestly, I like to think that there's a planet out there where the dinosaurs are still there, and like how that would play out, because their extinction may not have happened. Like that would happen. If it's all sort of similar, if there's an Earth-like planet, like that extinction may not have happened, and it could be kind of chaotic, kind of cool. I don't know. I'm just thinking about a planet where humans and dinosaurs are having to coexist a little bit.
That'd be cool.
Or human-like people, human-like species.
Yeah.
Probably wouldn't even look like us.
It's possible though. Yeah, I don't know. Like I think in our lifetime we'll see like maybe something that, or at least we'll have some evidence of like God, please, some evidence before we die that there is something out there. And maybe there's like some humanoid,
alien style stuff?
Yeah. I think we'll see something humanoid.
I do think that we're being shown stuff, but it's never enough.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned the Nimitz, right? That's what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
With the
USS Nimitz is one of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
The flying beans.
I
haven't heard of it referred to that.
I can't remember isn't that what you call
Tic Tac?
The Tic Tacs.
Okay,
yeah. Flying beans,
yep.
Tic Tacs.
Yeah,
those. It's like that feels believable, but it's not enough. Like to me, I'm like, what am I really looking at?
It's really hard. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm listening to people talk.
Yeah.
And they're convinced, and that's just, I don't know. Like, and that's what this video kind of felt for me. I was like, I can't really explain this.
This is, in a lot of ways, this is better than the USS Nimitz. In some ways.
Yeah.
And like, not in all ways, because, like, the fact that you have the Navy, filming this, and it's like official military footage being leaked.
Yeah.
Again, leaked, like, not, they didn't want it to get out. That speaks a lot to the seriousness of the issue, and like how cool it is, that we see that. We don't get any of that with this. This is just like someone with an iPhone, but it is multiple angles, and it's more convincing in the context that it's closer. It's also not forward-looking infrared, which is like, we're just looking at a heat signature with the Tic Tac video.
Yeah.
And the what's the other one? What's the word? The top. The one that looks like the flying saucer. I forget what they call it. Yeah, we're UFO experts here.
Well, we're enthusiasts.
Yeah,
like we're excited about all.
Is it the Nimble? It's like something like that. But yeah, it's just, it's. Have you seen that one?
I don't know. Maybe if you showed me, I'd see it. I'd know.
I should look this up. Sure.
Nice search history.
Yeah, I know. Don't worry about that. UAP footage, 2016. Okay. This is the one. Okay,
I've seen that one.
You've seen this one?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So here's the Go Fast video. And right here we have boink. Yeah, this guy's cool. Yeah. This is like a weird like ping pong ball looking thing. And then I forget what they call this. I want to see what they call it. We have ads. Yeah. Oh, this one looks interesting. But yeah, they all kind of look like this. A little like plates. Yeah, a little plate looking thing. Okay, yeah. So here we go. Okay.
There's a whole fleet of them. Look on the ASA. My gosh. They're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west. Look at that thing, dude.
So real quick, you can kind of see like a little like antenna coming. It's like there's like some sort of I mean, like you described the shape to me. What do you think you see?
I see like a top.
Kinda.
Yeah, like a top. And like a point at the bottom. I would say like
you know what they call it? The gimbal. That's what it is. They call this the gimbal video. That's what it is. It's the gimbal footage.
Is that the guy who like released it or his footage or?
No. It just looks like a gimbal, like a top gimbal thing.
Oh, is that?
Yeah,
what
that's
called?
like a
I've
shape.
Never heard that term.
That's like a three-dimensional geometry term.
That's like smart stuff.
Gimbal. Yeah. So this is a gimbal, and you can kind of see it like there's a little pointy thing here.
Yes,
and it looks like you could spin it, sort of. It looks like a little.
Yeah, that's what I.
Yeah. So, I mean, let's watch this a little bit more.
That's not our LNS though, is it? It's not. That is the LNS, dude. Well, if there's another thing, it's rotating.
Yeah, you literally said it at the same time. The guy, so the guy, he says it's rotating right when you said it, which was kind of amazing. But so note the cloud line here.
Yeah, so it's at an angle.
Yeah, so the cloud line, we're at a little bit of an angle, so that definitely puts people that aren't visual experts, which I'm kind of fall into that category too. Okay, but it's hard to really visualize exactly like the angle. But then once it goes to this, it's basically perpendicular to the clouds. So what that means is it's straight up. It was somewhat, horizontal, and it went straight up. And okay, so that's the end. What I have heard though is there's more footage to that. I've just kind of heard it through random shit.
There's a whole fleet of them.
One. A whole fleet.
Yeah. That they just cut it short. And that does kind of make sense that there would be more. Because, like, where did it go after that? And the idea that I've heard, or at least it's a rumor, that the ship kind of takes off. And it goes like...
See it, but I want to see that. That's what I need.
Yeah.
I need the end of the footage. I need the rest.
Yeah. There might be some reason why they didn't show it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe there's some limitation to, because they do have to be, the military does have to be careful from what I've just like the endless podcasts I've listened to about this specific video. They've basically, they have to be careful about what they reveal in this footage because they're also showing the limitations of their ability to monitor something. So if that thing flies off and the tracking has some sort of jitter or some inability to track it under a certain condition, we don't want to show that to our adversaries because then they might be able to exploit that or, say, oh, okay, so this thing just totally messed up their tracking. If we can get that down, then they can't track us anymore, or we can at least get around it.
Okay.
So that might be some valid reason as to why they cut it off, if it flew off like that. Yeah. Really interesting.
Yeah, that's a reasonable explanation there.
And there's one other thing. I know I'm talking a lot about this, but Bob Lazar, I love to go into him, but Bob Lazar, Area 51, he has a claim that when he was working on these crafts, this is the behavior that they had. And he talked about this like in the 70s. Like, and he hasn't changed his story at all. The crafts will turn 90 degrees and then take off. So it's very interesting to see that in this video, which was, I think the footage was taken in 2004, released to us in 2016. So that timeline, there's like no way that, like, how would Bob Lazar make that up? That just seems to be a crazy coincidence.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it all kind of wraps around.
Yeah, it is. It's weird. I would like to see more, but it makes sense why they wouldn't show full videos or release everything.
The fun reason why they wouldn't is because the rest of the video is like aliens jumping out. They're like, and then they all get attacked, and then the men in black had to come and erase everyone's memory. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, that's a documentary.
I'm into that.
It's not a movie.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
But that's the truth.
That's the truth.
Oh man. Yeah. No, I mean, they're hiding something, and like the military knows more than we know.
Of course. I mean about a lot of things.
They should.
They hide. They have
should.
to for a lot of stuff, and then there's definitely things we don't know.
Yeah.
So
craziness. Do you want to get back to the linear progression of this? You got your
yes, we can continue our adventures on the solar eclipse UFO footage.
Yes, let's do it.
All right.
So we've seen literally just one video of this.
Yes.
All
right, we can go to the next one.
The next one?
Well, we watched two. We watched the second one that has all the text on it. That one's, I mean, we don't need the audio for that one. It's kind of silly.
Okay, cool.
It's got that dramatic music on it.
Let's see what this one is. Is this the one? I'm actually confused at this point.
Your link in bio.
I love
Instagram
the
recently
ads.
Yeah,
so, did I already play this one? I did.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And there's
I know
the
where
eclipse.
I'm at now.
Yeah. Everyone. Yeah.
Yep.
That's an eclipse. It's a thing that happens.
Okay, so the next thing I have is the sounding rockets.
Oh.
Which is
okay. All right. Well, did you got the YouTube video, the TikTok? Did you do the first alien one? First one that says alien video.
I thought I did. Maybe I didn't.
Okay, maybe.
Oh, no, I don't think I did. Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
that's that bad boy.
Okay, so that's what we're looking at. The shadow. It's weird. It doesn't. My first viewing of it, I was thinking airplane, but it doesn't have the wings, and they don't like cast shadows like that. Oh, this is something completely different. We're not there yet.
Okay. I don't think I saw that one.
We're not here yet.
I like where that one's going though.
that one was
that's the jellyfish
weird.
stuff.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
I know
weird.
what that is.
So we're gonna go to the sounding rockets, and like I said, unfortunate name because of sounding, which I got reminded of recently.
Can you explain that?
What sounding is?
I see the note. Yes, I see the note on here, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, what?
Okay, if you do look up what sounding is, don't put it on the screen.
Oh, okay. So it's dirty.
Yes.
Oh.
So
cool.
Well, you'll know. You know, like the Pain Olympics.
Oh no.
Sounding is the insertion of something into the urethra.
Oh, okay. I remember this now. Yeah. I've seen.
That's called sounding.
I've been around the block.
Yeah, I see. I knew you would know.
Yeah.
But I was just reminded of the term, and when it said sounding rocket, it made me think of that. But so what happened is I was looking at the YouTube videos for the thing that everyone saw in Arlington, Texas during the eclipse. Everyone's thinking, "Whoa, this is crazy, aliens." One comment is like, I'm so surprised nobody knows about NASA launching sounding rockets. And I'm like, what the fuck does this mean? And no one's responding.
Yeah.
And then so I decided to research it. And a sounding rocket is essentially a research rocket that NASA will launch to do research about the atmosphere. And they last, I guess, 5 to 20 minutes. And they'll drop some sort of payload or something that is studying. But for the Eclipse, there is record of them launching. There's video of them launching the rockets. And then that's what I was showing what they looked like. At the times, 45 minutes before the eclipse, 40 during the eclipse, and then 45 minutes after. They launched 3 of them to study. Their reasoning was to study the effects on a lack of light on the atmosphere. So I thought, why? That just seems like a weird thing. I guess they haven't done that kind of study since the 70s was the last time. So I thought that was weird and interesting. But there is record of those rockets being launched. And that was just kind of it took the wind out of my sails on the alien footage, because I was like, shit, because that's an excuse for that video. Like, it's a good reason, because I was looking at the times.
Yeah. So
they launched from Virginia.
Okay.
Virginia. That's Eastern time.
Do you think we could pull up a map of where? I want to see how close this is on a map.
We could, Virginia over Arlington, Texas. So like I said, the totality of the eclipse was around 1:40 Central Standard Time, or Central Daylight Time in Texas. And the first rocket launched at 2:40 p.m. in Virginia, and that's Eastern Time. So that is exactly the same time as the totality of the Arlington, Texas. So there is a rocket in the air. I couldn't find where the path, like its flight path was. I think there essentially was going along with the eclipse, so whichever the eclipse line was.
Virginia.
And I also couldn't find out how fast they move.
Okay.
But they are, I think it said it was like 200 and something miles in the air. Would you be able to see that?
1,300 miles apart, 200 miles in the air.
Yeah, I don't know how fast they travel. Very fast.
I don't know. Here's the thing, though. If we go, I guess I'll pull up the video again, because I'm going to reference the visual.
Because I did find proof that the rockets launched at those certain times, because they live streamed the rockets launching, the sounding rockets, and then I took the picture of the sounding rockets, because the shape is very similar, if not the same, of this.
It's moving so slow, though.
But it's also, is it moving?
Sorry, I'm
like it seems.
Chunk. And then it's gone. Like, where did it go? And why is it like, wee? So,
yeah.
Is the idea they launch these suckers like from what, Virginia?
Yeah.
So,
and I
just
don't know
imagine.
I don't know where they land, because they don't land.
So
essentially,
if
it's 5 to 20 minutes in the air.
Well, it would have
studying the atmosphere.
Here's the thing: if they were to have seen it here, they launch off from Virginia.
Yeah. Somewhere
in Virginia. Boo! If they see it over here, that means they would, like, it has to land in the ocean.
I imagine that's
the only way.
What they try to do.
Yeah. But why would they do that? You would think they're already on the East Coast. Wouldn't you think?
Well, they're
like,
studying. They're studying the. Well, they're following the path of the eclipse. So that's what I'm trying to. I couldn't remember whether the path was of the eclipse. So it's probably going along the path because they're studying the atmosphere on how the eclipse affects the atmosphere and the lack of light.
Yeah.
The reasoning, it seemed kind of like vague to me. Like the reasoning for having those rockets go out. Because it is really expensive to launch 3 rockets. And I was looking to see, like, what are the results of these studies? And that's not there. I couldn't find that.
There's always some explanation, though.
They're probably, I mean, and someone that's probably in that realm and knows more about NASA and their studies and stuff would be able to explain that. But for me, it was enough for me to doubt the videos. Be like, oh, crap. Like, I do think people saw something, but that was a reasonable excuse in my brain for it could be one of those rockets. And if they're high enough in the air, it's not going to look super fast.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the shape was close. I thought the shape was...
It's pretty big. They need that big of a boy?
Well, I mean,
it's huge.
If you watch the launching videos, I mean, they're huge.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, you're right. They did look pretty big.
The times lined up too, like exactly. Because I mean, it was a little off because I don't know if that one was one of the ones that happened right after the eclipse, or because the one that was before went right at 2:40.
Yeah.
Eastern time. And then, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So, just like every other UFO video, not completely debunked, but
for me,
it's possible.
Yeah.
It kind of is. Yeah, you kind of shrug it off.
Well, because the times lined up enough, and there was enough reason, and it's like they were there in the sky doing that.
What about the one there's a video with like 2 of them? Isn't there?
I don't.
Or did I find that one? I don't know.
There shouldn't.
Oh yeah, I keep going back to this.
Go get this.
I think it's just something I came across.
Yeah.
But there's like some footage that has like 2 of these guys.
And see, that would be weird because the sounding rockets shouldn't be in the same path at all, like together at all. They're launched like 45 minutes apart.
Yeah, I think I just did like a Google search that was like UAP Eclipse 2024, and then is this the one we were just watching? Let's let that play. I thought I saw one with like 2 of them. I did see a really funny like news coverage of the eclipse too. Yeah. Of like there was this guy. It's like he's like a reporter, and the poor guy, he was just trying to explain narrate the eclipse and like how it looked and everything, and he's like, oh, the eclipse, it looks very, very nice. That's like all he could come up with. Like, oh, it's very, very nice.
Yeah. That was nice.
Yeah. Okay, I guess this is the same one again. Man, see, the other problem is, though, they get so much coverage with this stuff. It's like, hey, want to be famous? I mean, not enough to really justify it, I guess, but yeah.
Because on this one, I also think they just flip the video when they play it the second time, so it looks like it's going the other direction.
Oh,
yeah,
maybe.
I think they're just playing the same video multiple times and flipping it.
Dang, yeah.
Because it definitely gives me those AI kind of really cheaply quick made vibes.
Mm-hmm.
The funky royalty free music.
Yeah.
Creepy style.
It's hard to say, though. It's like everything on TikTok sounds like that now, though.
Yeah, that's why it's like it's hard to trust anything.
It all feels kind of cheap, and yeah. Yeah, this is having me think about a lot of other things I want to talk about. But do you want to cover the jellyfish stuff?
Yeah.
And then we kind of wrap this up?
Yeah, we can do that.
I think that sounds good. How long have we been going? Let's see.
I don't even know what time it is. Oh,
Okay, so we're at we're definitely at like over an hour.
Is the camera even running?
I don't know. My phone might be dead. We'll see. We're flying by the seat of our pants here. So the jellyfish footage you pulled up, I've seen this before.
Yes.
This was something that Jeremy Corbell helped get out, who's just he's just a documentarian. That's all he is. But he's just made relationships in government where he can just sort of leverage certain situations where he can get this footage leaked. He's also responsible for the 2016 USS Nimitz, the gimbal, and the Tic Tac, all that stuff. So he's kind of like the wingman of UFO footage since 2016. He might have done stuff before that, but anyways, this one's really interesting because we have military officials. You know, we have a Marine talking about this thing,
And
on base.
I do think the Marine they're talking to, though, didn't actually witness this. He came in the year after, and everyone he was with had witnessed it.
Oh, okay. That's a
showed
good
it to
clarification.
So, yeah, that's why I was kind of like, oh, fuck. I can't get anything straight.
It is the video of an unidentified object that is sparking debate and curiosity. No one can say for sure what exactly this is, and now for the first time,
fake.
we're
It
hearing
does.
from a
It
Marine
does.
veteran who says he served on the base where the video was taken in Iraq.
Oh, I
Did
see.
you think when you watched it for the first time that it could be,
By the way,
Yeah.
I like the Moog synthesizer in the background. He's got a Voyager.
I like the hair.
Very nice.
Look at that.
Yeah, he's got. I don't know if that's a haircut or just the hairline,
Yeah, I don't know.
or
but
a
it's
hairstyle, or it's a hair something.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's
human?
It crossed my mind because
It looks
the
good,
theories
though.
that
Yeah,
we
yeah.
had,
Yeah.
he's-
like I
he's
said,
got
didn't
it.
fully
It kind of
explain
sounded
it.
like a
Michael
slight
Sinkoski
No,
when
he's
I said that,
He's
but
pulling it
surveillance
off. It
reconnaissance
just threw me
tactical
off.
controller
It does look
at the
good.
base in
Yeah.
Iraq. He says the video was captured in 2017 and shown to him by colleagues when he arrived in 2018.
Okay, yeah.
Marines
that's what I was
nicknamed
saying.
I want to know that moment though when they show it to him. Is it are they just dicking around? Are they is it because they have to show him, or I mean, yeah, what is it? You know,
I don't. The
Can you
fact
imagine?
that he's saying, I don't know. They're
Yeah.
just showing. The fact that he's talking about it now, it seems like it's beyond some sort of dicking around hazing kind of thing.
Yeah.
They're just trying to mess with him. Plus, this footage was leaked, right? This wasn't.
It wasn't from that guy.
No. It was footage that no one was supposed to see.
Yeah.
But it was the guys that were there had access to it. So yeah, that's what. And it is weird. It looks so fake. And part of me is
object, the spaghetti monster.
When they started seeing it on
I
the
mean,
camera,
I
they
feel
were
like that
watching it
would
to
have
make
been
sure that
explained already,
it
but
wasn't a
was-
threat. They kept an eye out, but it wasn't we were scrambling to.
Well, see, he talks about it like he's in the moment. So are we sure that he came in later?
He just said
In this
it a
video,
few
we've got
minutes
a
ago.
It is the video of an unidentified object.
He got
It is
there
the video
in
of an
27
unidentified
or
object that is sparking
2018,
debate and curiosity.
Yeah,
No.
let's see.
It's just weird the context he talks about.
see.
Let's see.
Non-human?
It crossed my mind because the theories that we had, like I said, didn't fully explain it.
Michael Sinkoski was an intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance tactical controller at the base in Iraq. He says the video was captured in 2017 and shown to him by colleagues when he arrived in 2018.
There we go.
Oh,
Marines
okay.
nicknamed
So-
the object the spaghetti monster.
When they started seeing it on the camera, they were watching it to make sure that
makes it seem
it wasn't a
legit.
threat. They kept an eye out, but it wasn't we were scrambling to our defensive positions or anything like that.
Oh, okay, yeah. His position was a little misleading because he said "we" in that sentence, like he was there in the moment.
Yeah,
he's just talking about the "we," like
we.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Oh, I don't have that one. We need to get that on there. It's a good soundboard button.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks so fake. But it's like
does.
This one is military footage, so it's
and this is the one that I sent
on the base where the video
VFX
was
guys
taken in Iraq.
reacting to. I
Did
can't
you
remember
think
their
when
name,
you
but
watched-
their channel's just kind of fun, but it's interesting to see somebody that's really into VFX, analyze it essentially.
Yeah.
And
did they analyze this one?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
what
that's
did
the
they
beginning.
say?
So I was gonna kind of watch it with you.
Oh, okay.
They yeah.
Yeah.
That was kind of my.
I gotta see which one it is.
It
is it
should
the?
say the after it? Maybe it says.
I got it.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I tried to do at least a little bit of notes so we knew what was happening.
Yeah, we're good.
Whew.
We got it.
All right. Yeah.
Dunk.
Turns out they're also in the air.
This shape
it's
has
like
been
the first
seen
one.
since the beginning of UAP or UFOs.
Yeah, I guess people are bored of these little pills flying around. The aliens, boom, they burst out.
Let's see.
Well, I think it's only right that we kick this all off with one of the most popular UAP, UFO clips that have come out.
Skip.
Like the color values on the UAP are changing as the background exposure changes, and that all looks normal.
Yeah. Do you think the object itself is moving, or is it static?
I think the object is definitely moving. It actually doesn't seem to be moving all that fast.
You're right. You might notice that compared to other videos we see like this, it's moving a little slower.
Yeah.
And that's because the vantage point in which it's being filmed from is relatively static. So this is the base that's being filmed here, and you can see it's not actually very big.
I think they
But
did
what you
bring
see
up,
here, this
a balloon, like it could be a balloon.
Yeah, they were kind of joking though. I remember seeing this now.
Okay.
I was gonna skip some of that.
Yeah, it didn't seem like
it's like
they
10 miles an hour.
completely
That's nothing.
That's like wind speed.
Exactly, it's wind speed. Right now,
So it's
just
moving
moving
pretty
like
slow is what they're
a
saying.
also
normal
people on the
object
ground.
being
You see
moved by the
people
air in the
Yeah,
sky.
it's very
Here's
odd.
the mystery.
Yeah.
We still don't know what this thing is.
Wait, really?
There's not a photograph of what this floating object is. There are other users who have pointed out, though, that this silhouette that we're talking about actually does bear a striking resemblance to actual real-world technology that the military is testing. And if you look at the silhouette,
Okay, I did,
They're
but
just
see,
dicking
I
around.
just, yeah,
Yeah. Right.
They didn't debunk it, but I do think, like, they did kind of confirm that it was a real video. Like, it's not a computer edited video.
Yeah, I mean,
something's actually being filmed, which is important, especially in this day and age. It's like, that's my first thought. And the majority of alien videos you see are just really bad CGI.
no, yeah, I went through some of this, and they tear apart most of the videos that they watched. They didn't have anything to really say about this one, and I mean,
you think it's a guy, like
pretty
a guy
clearly
on a
like raw
jetpack?
footage from
Yeah.
you know, like that's what it looks like. I don't think it's that, no, because you also don't see any the thing that's so weird about this
that's
movement.
nothing.
That's like wind.
It's like you don't see any appendages moving at all. There's nothing flapping in the wind. There's like no legs moving, like no hands. Like there's no evidence of anything moving. It's like one static object, it seems, and a very odd object. Yeah, and I mean the jellyfish thing is like, there have been reports that have come out of things that kind of look like a jellyfish that we don't have videos of, but it's sort of a recurring shape or object that people have seen. So this is like one video of it. I think there's like a couple other ones. Like there's one over the ocean that I've seen before. That I think was more recent. Jellyfish UFO over ocean. Let's see.
Oh, that guy looks real.
He's definitely
That's an
real.
alien.
Yeah. Oh, come on now. I don't know. Maybe
you know,
maybe
the
this is a
search
figment
engines
of
don't
my
give you anything
imagination.
fun.
Yeah, I thought there was one.
Well, what about that? Wait, go down a little bit.
Yeah.
A little more. Keep going a little more.
Sorry.
They're like, oh no, that's the one on the base. Okay, it looked like it was over order.
This guy? Yeah.
Yeah.
There's definitely some other videos too, that I've seen of this before. But that kind of that's the gist of it. It's like this very strange jellyfish thing. What do you think it is?
I don't know.
That's what we need.
That's what it didn't. I do see how it could kind of look like a guy in a jetpack, but I
don't think it's a guy.
It just seems really silly.
Yeah, 0% of me thinks it's that. That's like the last thing.
Or like a balloon with a lot of shit on it, but
yeah.
It just seems weird.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You think you'd see like the balloons kind of like, bounce off of each other? Like that's how you like see a bunch of balloons. Like
you think like a bunch of balloons together?
Yeah. Like if they were having a birthday party for one of the boys, and
they always get balloons.
Yeah, they just had some birthday balloons get away, and for whatever reason they're wasting their radar resources. It's like for all that to line up, and then for that footage to leak, that'd be detrimental for like the military. It'd be like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Like that seems kind of weird.
Yeah.
I mean, again,
Good night, sweet prince.
Yeah, you got the touch. Yeah. But God, yeah. There's something to that video. There's like I don't know what to make of it though. It's like it doesn't look like a spaceship, so I can't get excited about that.
No, it's not that.
I'm like not as excited about it because it's just like what the fuck? It's like if I saw that like in my front yard tomorrow morning, I'd be like, the fuck is this? Like like move along. Show me the cool one.
I don't know. Maybe it's like a prank. But I mean that's pretty far for a prank.
Yeah, I don't think it is. Yeah.
I don't know.
Because, like I said, there are other reports of that shape. Yeah. So it's not the only one.
You gotta watch now you gotta get to the other videos.
The ones that I pulled up before, right? On accident.
That you kept pulling up. That you're like, oh, I want to see this. So this one. So this is like 2022.
So they got dogs.
Yep.
And they're clearly aware of whatever it is. Should I do this with audio?
No, I don't think there is any.
Oh, okay. So it's security camera footage.
It's honestly like...
What the fuck?
This video is super weird. It doesn't have very many views. The only thing that has a bunch of views is a breakdown that's in another language. So I don't understand anything the guy is saying.
Wow.
But that's why. So how many views does this have? This one has
800 now.
Yeah. It's not many, though.
What in the world?
That's why I said it's really, and it was random find when I was looking at all the other ones.
Okay, it kind of looks a little bit. I'm not a VFX artist.
Yeah, see, this one does give me those vibes, but the dogs reacting to it also
that part
counteracts that in my brain a little bit.
Yeah, that part is strange. It's like, how do you account for the dog's behavior? Because it does look like this looks like a very fake sort of plasticky look. Yeah. It has that sort of plasticky effect, the way the light is reflecting off of that. God, what is that called? There's like a term for that, but it's basically like our skin has that too. But you wouldn't see that, like especially right there. You see that shimmer. Yeah. It's like, why would that have that look?
I mean, do you think
what does
it's
that
like
look
a drone?
No. It's like changing shape.
Well, I mean, like it could be a drone that the dogs are reacting to, and then there's visual effects over it.
Yeah. This part is wild to me. I just kind of like it. It's very pleasing.
It's just a weird thing with no explanation. The only person that broke it down in like, I can't remember how long. I think I gave you the other video too.
Stupid
the guy
YouTube.
I couldn't even understand.
I want to see it again. I really like the last few seconds of this.
Well, because this is in Mexico too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like this part is so nice. It's like and that moment there, it all of a sudden turns into like some sort of human looking thing. That's just, it gives me a reaction for sure. Again,
it's definitely weird.
It looks fake.
It does.
It definitely does.
The dogs are still watching it. It looks like to me the entire time.
Yeah. So I guess
that.
What they could do is have a person.
So it's coming across. I guess.
So the dogs aren't in frame yet. Okay, no. They're the dogs. They notice it at that very moment. So let's see. Man, we are not we're not the experts to be analyzing this, but
well, we're the only ones right now.
Yeah, that's right.
We're one of the only ones.
Yeah, I don't have anything. I don't have anything for this.
Is this like if it's not from a movie or something?
What's all this stuff going on too? It's
just somebody's garbage.
No, there's like rockets. Well,
there
watch.
Are? What are you talking? Those are like bugs.
Oh yeah, you're
like,
probably right.
Like there's probably a light.
That probably.
Yeah, that just looks like mosquitoes and all that fun.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, that's definitely interesting. I love videos like that. I don't know where to go with it.
There's not anywhere like. I mean, we could go down and see if there's the. Or did I link the other video of the guy that breaks it down? I can't remember.
You might have. We have. It just says strange UFO video, so there'll be another one.
Okay, so this is the one that breaks it down, right?
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean.
En la parte superior del video.
Okay. At the top of the video.
There's subtitles. I'm an idiot.
You can see a small spot. It is the object that is slowly approaching.
Oh my god, I'm so stupid.
It's all good.
I was like, I can't understand
the unidentified
anything
flying object, which, okay, State of Mexico, February 23rd, 2022, at about 1:36 a.m. I assume. The morning in the shot, we see a black puppy. Okay.
Yeah, I see the dogs.
Where's this guy? Okay, there it goes. It's coming in. We see an object that has already arrived. One of the puppies notices its presence, barks at it, and the other one immediately barks. Okay, and a third comes out, blocks its path, and the object changes its trajectory. The three dogs are intrigued, and they are barking at it, and the object continues on its way from that trajectory change. And there is a like channel that, again, the object is going to change its trajectory at that moment, and it is going to rise little by little. Here we have another camera.
Okay, this is back nice. In time. Updates. Scratching himself.
Okay, the dog is scratching himself. I don't see this dog. Okay.
Yeah.
The dog looks like a ghost. See, that's the problem.
Video.
It's like everything looks like a ghost. This is another angle. I say the side angle. This has already gone viral. Blah, blah, blah. Oh. There it is. What?
So is it
okay? That's hard to do.
Exactly the same.
Yeah, that's not easy to do.
No, that's weird.
Okay, I think you just said something about CGI. Let me go back. I fucked up. It's such a long video. Oh, okay. Some others say that this is a CGI effect, that it would be more or less the same, that it is a deflated helium balloon, and that the wind is simply blowing it away, or that it is a drone with an object hanging. The object that we are seeing or others say that it is a disguised drone.
I mean, that was one of my theories, was a disguised drone.
Okay, so he doesn't really have a theory about this. That's okay. This guy just seems to be reporting on it.
Yeah,
oh,
but I mean,
another angle.
I do like that there's a lot of different angles.
What the fuck?
I like that.
What if this is what if this is what they are? What if this is an alien species?
I don't know. What if it's a balloon though?
Does it look at all like a balloon? That's a crazy balloon. It's like.
I mean, is it morphing or is it just
and
like
then all of a sudden, and it's like a humanoid thing.
I guess it's rotating.
There's no balloon that does like it looks crazy to me. It looks like at a certain point, it's so at the moments where it looks ghostly like this, we have to discredit that because the dogs also look like that at certain points.
Yeah,
so we know
that's the lighting and how the camera is catching anything.
Yeah, that's just the nature of the
footage,
the optical illusion here, basically. But this doesn't look like a balloon. It's all filleted out and everything, and there's no like clear shape. Like right here, it's like
it's Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
You don't see the ears?
And see, there's like an orifice here.
An orifice?
Yeah. It's kind of hot. I kind of like that. Yeah, so you see? And then all of a sudden it absolves into the... And then all of a sudden now it's like sort of a upstanding. And then it, sort of horizontally spreads a little bit. And then it sucks up into this nice little whoop. And then all of a sudden it's this thing. What if this is what we're looking at
right now?
I'm looking at this and I'm like, what if this is what is in that Tic Tac? You know?
I'm seeing a balloon.
How? How is that a balloon?
Well, like shaped helium balloons. They can be all sorts of shapes, and you got the little dangly on the bottom. Some kid let it go at a surprise party, and they're just like, "Oh no!" And now it's down and fucking with some dogs.
Yeah, I don't see it.
I need the more angles.
This guy, sorry.
Just look at something fucking else. Fuck that video.
Now we're just on it.
What did that say?
I love that one. I think this is the other one I was looking for, actually.
Is this the thing that got shot down? Or no, this is something else.
No, I haven't actually seen this one, but there's all kinds of fun. Secret space tube. Ooh, I like that. Secret space tube.
That sounds fun.
Yeah. Yeah, see, this is kind of doing the same shit. What if these are just like light beings from space? You know?
Something. Yeah. That looks kind of like a dress.
I mean, all of the UFOs always look kind of weird and tacky in a way. Weird. You know? The only one that doesn't look tacky is like the satellite footage, image of flying saucer. This is like the only one that is like really blatant that doesn't look cheesy. Let me see if I can find this freaking thing. This is gonna be a rough Google search.
I know, you're never gonna get anything. Oh,
yeah. I probably won't. Man, what? Okay, so basically it's a really good, it's like a satellite image of, and they caught a flying saucer just like in broad daylight. This thing is super convincing to me. And I mean, this was taken a long time ago, and it has been proven to not be doctored with many times. Satellite, I don't know what else to look up, honestly. I've just seen it in multiple documentaries. Satellite capture of flying saucer. Maybe overhead image of flying saucer. These are really hard to find.
Well, now that everybody's making like AI images and everything too, that's kind of flooding.
let's see. This is a popular one. That's pretty interesting.
That's one of the old
and this
pictures,
is also
right?
a pretty interesting one. So, yeah. This one might be fake. I actually don't know shit about this one, but I like this one because this was taken in Oregon, which is where we live.
Ah.
Yeah. So this is one of the first pictures of what...
McMinnville.
Yeah, it's McMinnville. And
1950.
yep, in the 1950s, they were out farming. I believe the wife was outside. She saw this thing. She said, hey, go get the camera. And the husband ran out and he got this picture. I think there are a couple other pictures too. This thing was
back
just
when you used film.
Yeah. So they got a couple pictures of this thing.
Yeah.
And supposedly it was just kind of flying around, like kind of wobbling around their farm, just sort of like disjointedly wobbling, which I guess is something that people have reported with these types of flying saucers. Okay, yeah, they compare it to the gimbal, but anyways, I like this picture because there's a lot of history behind it, and it seems like hard. I don't know. I guess it could be faked.
That a lot of older photos can't,
pretty convincing.
have been faked and things like that. But I definitely think it's harder.
Yeah.
And also, there's why. Like, I don't know what they had to gain from it.
Yeah, they had nothing to gain from it.
Yeah.
This is just a farm family in the 1950s. When did Roswell happen?
That was the 60s, right?
Yeah. Roswell crash year. Let's look up when that is.
1947. Never mind.
Okay, so
Don't
here's the
listen to
problem.
me.
Yeah, so 1947, that is a problem with this. So they see that in 1947. They see the notoriety behind it. It's a possibility they just threw a plate up in the air and got a good picture of it. This could be one of those hunting discs,
Oh, like for skeet shooting?
Yeah. It could be. I've heard people say that other than me too, so I don't know. It's a possibility that's what's going on.
Yep. All right, you killed it.
Right, I know. You give up real quick. I'll hang on to these.
No, I need something. I just need something that can't be debunked so quickly.
I know. I wish I could
that
find
would take
this.
a lot of effort to debunk.
I wish I could find this one picture because it's.
I want to believe. I need more.
Yeah.
I need more.
Well, what would be
there
the next?
There you go. I want to believe, just like that says. I want it.
I know. I want to believe too. What would be the next step for me personally is to talk with someone that has had an experience that was significant, whether it be an abduction or they've seen something undeniable. And I'm not talking about the C5. I put them in their own category, not to discredit them, because I think some people might have legitimate experiences, but like I want someone that's like, no, I saw a flying saucer, and I want to talk to them about it. I want to see how they formulate their words about the situation.
Yeah.
And I want to see their eyes, like their emotional reaction. And if that all feels real in a way, I'm kind of like, vicariously like experiencing it. I think that would be the next step for me.
Yeah. And you can kind of see if someone's being honest or they're just like putting on a show essentially, or I feel like I've seen in documentaries some of the people. I can't remember this story. We'll probably go over it another time, about the guys that were camping, and they were abducted and then were dropped off. Like, I can't remember it exactly. It was like a week later.
Travis Walton.
Yeah.
Yep.
So.
Yep. The loggers. Yeah.
And them talking about it, it seemed really sincere.
Mm-hmm.
And it always sticks out to me as like a really not looking for attention, not
Yes.
Not trying to, like, they were actually gone.
Yeah.
And
yeah. So it was just Travis Walton that was abducted. He was missing for 5 or 7 days. I'm bad with key information here, but it's it's like something like that. We didn't plan for this. Yeah. But I mean, basically he was gone that whole time. Yeah. And the police thought his friends killed him.
I mean, there's a lot of missing 411 stuff like that too. That isn't. They don't say directly that it's aliens, but those kids that go missing and that are found, like miles and miles away when they're like 4 years old, and it doesn't seem possible, and they're like not dehydrated, they're not starving.
Yes.
That kind of thing. They're perfectly fine, but they're miles away.
Yeah, how does that happen?
Yeah.
Yeah. Craziness.
Yeah. That's a whole nother tangent.
I know. Yeah, I think we're coming up with other episodes.
Yes.
We definitely are. It's probably a good time to wrap it up.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good though. See you later.
All right. Hopefully. All right. Come again.
Let's here. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
There we go. And we'll wrap it up. Bookend.
All